yeah, Christy Todd Whitman, Republican Christy Todd Whitman, cleaned up New Jersey as far as its environment. So let's see a Republican do that now.
Yeah.
Oh my God, there's so much stuff going on. First of all, I'm making an announcement. I'm staying on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
So was this all just like out of the blue? Did we not?
He was hinting at it. He still
Quite a
has
long
to go.
time.
Still has to go. Doesn't technically officially own it yet. He still has to go
Oh.
through some like.
Well, and by the way, to anybody who's listening that didn't know, Elon Musk
Yeah.
is buying Twitter for what, $44 billion?
And he only has half of that, and he's borrowing the other half off of his car company.
What are we going to do with one of the richest men in the world now having control over a platform for sharing information? That is, to me, very terrifying.
Well, I tend to agree with a lot of people that I'm on Twitter with. We're staying to call out the BS.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense. Absolutely.
We were there to call out the BS then. We're going to be there to call out the BS now.
Yeah.
People are freaking out because see. Here's the thing. People are freaking out because their numbers are dropping as far as followers.
Yeah, it seems like a weird move to me. Like, what vested interest does Elon Musk have with? Yeah,
yes.
Because supposedly he wants to tackle the bigger issues for humanity, right? He wants to get us to space and blah blah blah. Hello, man. What you really need to do is get us under the ocean. If you're really an innovator, you will help us find a way to get more than like 1,000 yards underwater. Like that is the mystery we need to be solving right now. But no, you're gonna take Twitter to do.
Well, I have a theory about this. You have all your white right wingers say, conservatives and MAGA saying, "Yay, Elon Musk took over." But Elon Musk, being the type of person that's into the whole tech thing, I think he's going to try to change the technology a little bit to make it accessible, but to also do things like security issues.
Okay.
But I mean, like, to what end?
To what end?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Because, well, see, one of the biggest issues right now on Twitter is bot farming.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, day one, a lot of people lost a lot of followers, but were they actual followers? That's the thing.
Right. Yeah. That was what was really funny when they first started doing this over Trump, because before he got big, he had like over half of his followers, like before the 2016 election, were bots.
Mm-hmm.
Like he purchased those to make it look like he had followers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Russia took over, and Russia was farming out bots. And the thing is, I think he might try to do some kind of technology that detects bots and like kicks them off.
Yeah, but like, why would we trust Elon Musk to do that? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I have weird stuff about Elon Musk.
Yeah, he's a weird guy.
He is weird, but I have to say, he's young, and I think he really does have the planet in his sights to take care of the planet.
You really think so?
Well, I can say that because I'm older and I want that young person to do that, and that's how I feel. I'm not impressed with the Tesla. I mean, it came out okay, but there's still some quirks, and there will be quirks with this as well. I mean, there's no doubt. But I just think because he's younger and he's more with it, if that's the word I can use, I think he is watching out more for humanity more than we can really count on anybody at this point.
I mean, a lot of the comments he's made, I've chalked up to youth.
Yes.
Yeah, but he's also a bit of an egomaniac.
Yeah.
So that is very troublesome for him to continue to gain power.
Yeah. Look what happened last time he had an egomaniac.
But I mean, what politician or anybody with money isn't an egomaniac. I mean, they all are.
I mean, yeah, there
You
is
know?
like certainly everybody in government and who has any sort of power does feel is higher on the big 5 scale of narcissism. Like they're like, I definitely have good ideas.
Right.
We are higher on a scale of narcissism than people who don't get on the radio because we think people should hear what we have to say. And
Mhm.
like that's fine. It's part of a personality trait. It doesn't make you NPD.
Yeah.
But like it is a sliding scale, and America, we are trending as like the most narcissistic country in the world.
Oh, yeah.
We do like across the board have higher rates of it. And so I don't know. I mean, we all have it, but like it's not working very well for us. So
No.
I have trouble even hoping, but you know, like at the same time, like Bill Gates does some good stuff, but they all do some good stuff to keep in good graces, but nobody should be a billionaire. And I just can't get on board with that.
What was it? Elon Musk once said, I'll give money to the homeless, et cetera, if you do this. And they didn't do what he asked. And so he didn't.
Right.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
if you're going to help
Forgot about
somebody,
that.
if you're
Yeah.
Just
like,
help.
that's the whole thing
Yeah.
though. I hate when people are like, I won't give homeless people money. I'll only give them food or this and that. Like, listen, you are not their parent. It's a gift. You're either giving a gift or you're giving an order and you're paying somebody like you don't know what they need. Maybe they do need pain meds. Maybe they really do need to go buy some heart med. Like you have no idea. Maybe alcohol is the only thing that they can afford to like survive through chronic pain. And I just like, I don't know. I hate that. Like if you're going to give somebody something to help them, then just give it to them. And they know best how to help themselves. Like you don't have to also be their parent. I don't know. I have very strong feelings about that.
Speaking of chronic pain, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
MTG.
I really have not been paying much attention to her at all.
Boy, did you
during
miss
this time.
some good stuff on Friday.
So are you saying you just don't recall? You just don't remember?
I just kind of blanked out.
That's just like her.
But I had my mother to take care of, so that's why. That's my excuse.
Right. But like,
So,
do you remember what was going on January 6th?
yes.
Oh, okay. So can you recall where you were that day?
I see where you're going with this. Yeah. Apparently she didn't.
Oh, she can't recall anything, including like live tweets and saying things out loud and messages she sends.
That was one of the funniest things.
And I'm just
shouting
like,
out at that she was
if I had
doing.
been the cross-examiner, I'd been like, what were you doing on 9/11? Do you recall what you were doing on that day?
Yeah.
You do, because you've talked about it. I know you do.
One of the funniest things was the prosecutor was like, okay, Ms. Green, do you remember making this statement? And he said the statement, and she's like, I don't really, and before she even finished her sentence, would you like to see the video? Oh, that!
Oh no! Oh, I love that.
But she had been doing that the whole time. Like I want to watch more of it. I got a little wrapped up in this Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing, which is not
God, yeah.
quite
We'll talk
like
about
me.
that later.
But since it's back, like I feel maybe like I've been duped. But I don't want to switch the subject. Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Because, apparently, this is in Georgia, and what they're planning on doing is it's the 14th Amendment, where if you are basically they're trying to use the 14th Amendment to make her ineligible to run for office because she was involved in this whole
Sedition.
yeah.
Right.
So so she's like on the stand saying all this stuff and saying and all that. And then Monday, CNN gets a whole 2,100 and something texts from Mark Meadows.
Oh yeah,
which she's included on.
Oh, nice.
And basically, some of the texts might be cause for a perjury thing. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
And I mentioned this to Darren on the way here. Like, I feel like if you can get up in a stand and say that you don't remember anything from one of the probably the most important day in your life.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you can't, then I think it's time we have a psychological evaluation
Yes.
or a memory evaluation to find out if you are actually fit to lead, because it doesn't sound like you are. If you can't remember any details about what you did, how can we expect you, honestly, to
Yeah.
lead this country and make cognizant decisions? You can't even remember what you did.
Right.
It sounds like dementia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I bet you she says she doesn't know what happened, where she was the night before.
Is that when she was
Yeah.
trying to blow things up?
Yeah. Oh,
Are they going to get to that? Did they get to that?
fun fact, I found out a new wrinkle in that whole thing with the whole bombing thing. They literally found they found the pipe bomb at the Republican thing. They were led to the pipe bomb thing first before the Democratic thing, pipe bomb, where Kamala Harris was. So that was a close call.
That was a very close call.
And the whole idea.
Wait. That was supposedly where Kamala Harris was? Is that?
She was there.
She was there.
Oh, so she
You did
was
not know.
directly trying to attack Kamala Harris, potentially assassinate her.
Someone.
Somebody was
Allegedly.
allegedly trying to
Allegedly.
assassinate.
with the same walk, the same armbands, the same shoes, the same white socks.
Yeah.
But yeah, and they got from what I understand about the story, they got a call about the one at the. So it sounds like somebody was trying to lead them to the Republican, to distract them from being at the Democratic one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I got from that. So she's she's a mess. She's just a mess.
She's another one that I just cannot look at her.
Mm-mm.
She's another one, just like Trump. And so I don't hone in on her.
Lauren Boebert.
Yeah.
Lauren Boebert too.
Yeah.
Lauren, what have they done? What sort of actual work have they done?
Nothing. Jim Jordan's been around a lot longer, and he has yet to do anything.
Like,
seriously, he has yet to show.
he should be fired. We should be able to fire these people for not even trying to work.
The only thing he's been able
Yes.
to do is yell at people.
And not even.
You know, he has no legislation. He's not written up legislation. He has not co-sponsored legislation. He has zero on his, and he's been there a lot longer than they have.
Yeah,
You know?
it's just ridiculous.
By the way, Katie, I don't know if this is a mean thing that I do, but I go on Lauren Boebert's Twitter feed
Yeah.
and I post my Wordle scores and my Nerdle scores.
I love it. Oh my
I'm like,
gosh.
oh, try this one. I mean, I'm using the I'm using the harder function on Wordle, but try it. Come on.
Do you get any response?
No.
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 Okay.
But I think it's like, oh, so I do 4 of them now.
Do you really?
I do Wordle.
Yes.
I do Quordle. QUR. That's 4 words, and you have so many.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
I gotta
do.
write that one down.
I do, and I've just started doing this for the past few days, and I finally finished my Octurtle, which you have to do 8 words, and I've always gotten 7, and today I got all 8.
Oh, bravo.
But that's a very tough one too. And then Nerdle, and Nerdle is mathematical equations, where you have to guess the mathematical equations, and they tell you
Oh.
I mean,
what they're the
forget
numbers.
That's something for Tim.
It's definitely not a Florida thing.
Is it bullying to show dumb kids your good grades? If they're in power and they're humans, they're not kids, and
they bully other people.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
It
fair
is.
game. If you are bullying somebody else, this is just taking down that bully. You
Yep.
know?
Yeah, you got to deplatform them, depower them,
Yep.
or whatever.
So thank you, America, and yeah. So yeah, I have. Speaking of that, text messages. I have a list of the text messages right here in my.
Oh,
phone.
good. Yeah, I was
excellent,
hoping we could read them.
Okay, so the first one is Sean Hannity to Mark Meadows. This conversation, Sean Hannity starts it. Hey, Mark Meadows says, North Carolina going to be okay? Mark Meadows to Sean Hannity, stress every vote matters. Get out and vote. Mark Meadows says, on radio. No, Sean Hannity says, on radio. Mark Meadows says, yes, sir. Mark Meadows, Sean Hannity. Yeah, Sean Hannity says on radio. Sean Hannity says, yes, sir. And then Sean Hannity, Mark Meadows says, on it. Any place in particular we need to push? Mark Meadows says, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Arizona. And then Nevada. Got it, everywhere. Okay. Matt Schlapp, please get 4 or 5 killers in remaining counts. Need outsiders who will torch the place. Local folks won't do it. Lawyers and operators, get us in these states. Worried that Rana not in Michigan. Mark Meadows to Matt Schlapp. I may need to get you and Mercy to go to Pennsylvania. Where are we headed? Ivanka Trump to Hope Hicks, Jared Kushner, Mark Meadows, Jason Miller, Dan Scavino, and Bill Stepien. You are all warriors of epic proportions. Keep the faith and the fight. Jason Miller to the same people. One other key data point. In 2016, POTUS received 50.5% of the vote in Philadelphia County. Today, he is currently at 18.3%. So he increased from his performance in 2016. In 2016, Philadelphia County made up 11.3% of the total vote in the state. As it currently stands, Philadelphia County only makes up 10.2% of the statewide total tally. So POTUS performed better in a smaller share. Senator Santorum was making this point on CNN, cuts hard against the urban vote stealing narrative. Urban vote stealing narrative. That's why they were going after Philadelphia County. Because Philadelphia County, he definitely doesn't have Philadelphia County. And that's why they were going after Philadelphia. Andy Biggs to Mark Meadows. I'm sure you've heard of this proposal. It is to encourage the state legislators to appoint a look. Yeah, I'm just reading the exact look doors in the various states where there has been shenanigans. If I understand right, most of these states have Republican legislators. It seems to comport with glorified Bush as well as the Constitution. And highly controversial, it can't be much more controversial than the lunacy that we're sitting out there now. And it would be pretty difficult because he would take governors and legislators with collective will and backbone to do that. Is anybody on the team researching and considering lobbying for that? Mark Meadows says yes. There's Rick Perry saying we have the data-driven program that can clearly show where the fraud was committed. This is the silver bullet. Pam Biondi has seen and agrees, Rick Perry says. Then Jason Miller starts with the Dominion thing. Emailed you Dominion backgrounder. Lots there regarding functionality problems. Not much there on Democrat Soros conspiracy connections. So they were trying to find something on Democrat George Soros conspiracy, and they couldn't find it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah. Wasn't there some like? I feel like there was like a short one that was just like blatantly like discussing martial law.
Yeah, that's the one that Marjorie Taylor Greene put out. That
right.
That spelled Marshall Marshall. I know the difference between the two. Ginny Thomas was in on this.
Really?
Who's Ginny Thomas?
Clarence Thomas's wife.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, we talked about that before a little bit.
Ginny Thomas,
so, do we have new information on other involvement Ginny Thomas has done, or is that still
not yet? Or see, I don't think we're going to get a lot from Merrick Garland because Merrick Garland keeps everything under wraps.
Oh yeah.
Ginny Thomas said to Mark Meadows, trying to understand the Sidney Powell distancing. Mark Meadows says she doesn't have anything, or at least she won't share it if she does. Ginny Thomas is like, wow. Let's see. Who else would be interesting? Mark Meadows to Brad Raffensperger. That's the Attorney General for Georgia.
Yeah.
Mr. Secretary, can you call the White House switchboard at 202-757-6000 for a call? Your voicemail is full. So he's trying to, set that thing up that we know now is, uh, the My Pillow guy, Mike Lindell.
Oh my
This
God.
this is one of the biggest rants I've ever seen, and I can't read it all.
He just gets worse and worse.
Yeah, I think it's the drugs that he used to do, or somebody. You know what? My
It's all those pillow things that they put in his pillows. It's probably inhaling all of those.
What is it, like full of asbestos?
I will tell you what. I mean, this is my theory, so it's just a theory. But since he involved himself with the Trumps, and since he's an ex-drug addict, I think somebody tempted him to go back.
To doing drugs?
Yeah.
So you're saying maybe they would let him into the rabbit hole by giving him an endless supply of drugs that he couldn't previously afford?
In a nutshell.
I mean, have you seen Junior lately? How he looks?
I mean, so that's the thing. When Madison Cawthorn and was talking about, like, I got invited to like an orgy and people are doing drugs, I believe him.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people are like, oh, that's hilarious. Like that happens. Like, no, it literally happens. Like we've known this for a very long time. This is very likely. And they just didn't think Madison Cawthorn would be the one to, like call them out because he's their new little golden boy, except for he believes all that stuff. He's like a good little Nazi. Like he will just live his entire life over hate and doing whatever Trump wants him to. Like that's who that guy is. I don't know if you know this, but when the accident happened that made him mostly paralyzed, his friend tried to save his life by he caused the wreck. Then he got stuck in the car and his friend pulled him from the car to save his life. And then later, Madison Cawthorn tried to tell the story that the other guy caused the wreck and left him to die for more. Yeah. And yes. And then so his friend was like, I wish I had. Fine. Yeah. If that's the story you're going to tell, I wish I had. Obviously not, because he's not that kind of person. But yeah, I mean, the guy was never in the military. He wasn't ever recruited. He was declined to be in, what did he say? He was going to go to midshipman school somewhere or something like that. No, he wasn't accepted. He didn't lose that. He was already denied before his accident. Mm-hmm. And just like everything that guy has said is straight up lies. But I still believe this part about being invited to an orgy or like watching fellow coworkers do cocaine, because drugs are really popular with rich people. They love to do drugs, and then they love to put poor people on drugs in jail.
They have there's so many of them because as I said, there's like over 2,000. So Mo Brooks is involved. I said it's got Representative Brian Babin to Mark Meadows. Dems and some Republicans may well try to shortstop our objection efforts, hoping the vice president sticks with us. Oh, here's the December 31st. Good morning, Mark. I'm hearing that this is Marjorie Taylor Greene. Okay. I'm here in D.C. We have to get organized for the 6th. I would like to meet with Rudy Giuliani again. We didn't get to speak with him long. Also, anyone who can help.
I didn't mean
we are getting a lot of members on board, and we need to lay out the best case for each state. I'll be over at CPI this afternoon. Jason Miller, Ted Cruz. He gave a statement to Mark Meadows to send out. Mm-hmm. Let's see, what was that?
That's what I was trying to do.
Last night, I urged POTUS to submit the Iran-Deal Paris Agreement to the Senate as treaties. By submitting these disastrous deals to the Senate, we can provide advice and consent if future administration read my letter. Okay. So there was that. Oh, I just lost it. Did I? No, I didn't. Okay. Let me get back to this because it kind of took me off the page. Okay.
Somebody, sorry, real quick. Somebody on TikTok tried to join the show, and I was like trying to flip the camera while you were reading that, and then they popped up, and I'm like, "Oh, go away! Like, I'm not the host here. You can't be on." Like, because it popped up, and I hit the wrong button because of it. And yeah. I forgot people could do that, but somebody wanted to join us.
That's cool.
Sorry about that. It's just I'm not in charge.
That's okay. I'm fine.
But it's a radio show, so it's not like he could interact with all of us anyways. It's just not set up for that.
Katrina Pearson, good afternoon. Would you mind giving me a call regarding the January 6th event? Things have gotten crazy, and I desperately need some direction. Please scratch that. Caroline Wren has decided to move forward with the original Psycho list. Apparently, Dan Scavino approved. So I'm done. I can't be a part. Then she goes on to say, I'm done. I can't be a part of embarrassing POTUS any further. I let her know that I was going to reach out to White House, and her tone changed, so I'll continue to build a proper event. Mark Meadows tweeted out.
Is it that Four Seasons landscaping company? Is that the next event?
Yeah.
Okay. Jim Jordan on January 5th. This is where it starts getting good. Jim Jordan on January 6th, 2021, Vice President Mike Pence, as President of the Senate, should call out all electoral votes that he believes are unconstitutional as no electoral votes at all, in accordance with guidance from Founding Father Alexander Hamilton and judicial precedents. No legislative act, wrote Hamilton in Federalist Number 78, contrary to the Constitution can be valid. The court in Hubbard versus Lowe reinforced this truth, that an unconstitutional statute is not a law at all, is a proposition no longer open to discussion. Appeal dismissed. Following this rationale, an unconstitutionally appointed elector, like an unconstitutionally enacted statute, is no elector at all. January 6th, the year's we go.
January 6th. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Air five.
So he messages Jim Jordan. I have pushed for this. Not sure it's going to happen. Marjorie Taylor Greene to Mark Meadows. Mark, I was just told there's an active shooter on the first floor of the Capitol. Please tell the president, calm people. This isn't the way to solve anything. Mick Mulvaney to Mark Meadows. Mark, he needs to stop this now. Can I do anything to help? Representative Barry Loudermilk to Mark Meadows. It's really bad up here on the Hill. They have breached the Capitol. Mark Meadows to him. POTUS is engaging. No, he's not. Thanks. This doesn't help our cause, Barry Loudermilk says. Jeez. Representative William Timmons to Mark Meadows. The president needs to stop this ASAP. Mark Meadows to him. We are doing it. Junior. He's got to condemn this ASAP. The Capitol Police tweet is not enough.
Is this the group chat?
No, these are individual chats.
Mm-hmm.
Donald Trump to Junior again. This
Donald Trump to Junior?
Donald Trump Jr. to Mark Meadows.
Oh, okay.
This is one you got to go to the mattresses on. They will try to F his entire legacy on this if it gets worse. Rance Priebus. Tell them to go home. Jason Miller. Call me crazy, but ideas for 2 tweets from POTUS. 1, bad apples, likely Antifa or other crazed leftists, infiltrated today's peaceful protest, which was the Fox News thing going on. MAGA supporters embrace our police and the rule of law and should leave the Capitol now. 2, the fake news media who encouraged this summer's violent and radical riots are now trying to blame peaceful and innocent MAGA supporters for violent actions. This isn't who we are. Our people should head home and lead them. These are the talking points that he's trying to give out. So
this isn't who we are. Everybody repeat after me. This isn't who we are. Very good. Next. I accept Joe Biden. Joe Biden is the president, but is he the duly elected president? Joe Biden is the president. Change nothing. No more.
MTG. Mark, we don't think these attackers are our people. We think they are Antifa, just like Trump supporters. See, here's where this idea came from. Because
wait, who said Antifa?
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
That was her idea.
Said
we
think they are Antifa. Yeah. Okay. Now why would she think that? I'll tell you why she would think that. If you remember the riots that happened, there were a lot of people that were like Proud Boys, etc.
Yeah.
That were infiltrating Black Lives Matter and causing issues like that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I saw them, trapped in the riot here downtown. Like it was, I swear, like as soon as it was like this really eerie feeling because this was the first riot here in Chicago. And Lori Lightfoot decided that she would open up all the bridges and leave people trapped downtown if they didn't decide to leave, even though there was no official like order to leave. We were protesting. And so she trapped everyone downtown. And then all of a sudden, like the second the sun went down, I looked around and like everything had changed. And I saw these like white guys walking around, like spray painting just random buildings and setting trash can fires. You know, they stayed pretty huddled up and they stayed by themselves and kind of just moved around.
Mm-hmm.
And and then like stormtrooper cops, just everybody started rolling out, and I was just like, I didn't even realize it was in a riot at first, and my phone had died.
Oh.
And I was like, I saw this guy having a beer, and I'm like, well, I can't get out of downtown. Where'd you get that? He goes, it's a riot, baby, get it wherever you want. And I was like, I'm gonna buy it. But I was like, oh, this is a riot, huh?
Oh.
Louis Gomer says Capitol Police told him last night that he was warned that there'd be a lot of Antifa dressed in red jumpsuits. Who warned him? Who warned them? That's the thing.
Exactly.
You know, good that Trump denounces violence, but could add and demand justice for those who became violent, and we'll get to the bottom of what group they're with. Well, we got to the bottom of what group they were with.
They told us.
Yeah. Jared Kushner, Mark Meadows, Jason Miller, and Dan Scavino. Why don't we post on his Facebook page since he isn't locked out there? Here's the Marjorie Taylor Greene on the 7th, the day after. Yesterday was a terrible day. We tried everything we could in our objection to the 6 states. She says nothing about the riots.
No.
But she's more concerned with this. Yeah. I don't think that President Trump caused the attack on the Capitol. It's not his fault. Antifa was mixed in the crowd and instigated, and sadly people followed. But when people try everything and no one listens and nothing works, I guess they think they have no other choice. Absolutely no excuse. I fully denounce all of this. But after shutdowns all year and a stolen election, people are saying that they have no other choice. I defended Trump last night on Newsmax. He has been the greatest president. I will continue to defend him, and you, if anyone attacks you. I hope you're okay. I feel badly for everyone.
That's kind of funny that after a year of shutdowns, like, that was your president.
Yeah.
Like, we're mad about what our president did. Yeah. We want to keep him in office.
I don't understand. I just can't understand all these wannabes and that just, feel that they need that type of leadership. I mean, that just,
Representative Andrew Kline to Mark Meadows. I'll just get to the gist of the tweet. He suggests that he said he talked to Trump and they suggested to him that he start his own competition to Twitter.
What sort of competition? Like for somebody to come up with the best cover story?
I truly hope he does. No, new platform.
Okay.
New platform. Okay. Jason Miller to Mark Meadows, Jared Kushner, and Dan Scavino. I tried to walk the president through this earlier, but he won't have any of it. 2/3 of the MAGA base want us to move on. Do you believe there was election and voter fraud in the presidential election between Joe Biden and Donald Trump back in November? Total 48 Trump voters, 82 GOP voters, 80. Total 48% Trump voters, 82% GOP voters, 80. Do you think that there was enough election and voter fraud that Donald Trump may have actually won the electoral vote to be reelected? Total 42%.
Oh my gosh.
Trump voters, 74%. GOP voters, 68%. Do you agree or disagree with the following statement? The election has been decided. President Trump should move on and focus on ensuring a peaceful and orderly transition. Total 81%. 67% of Trump voters said that he needs to move on. GOP voters, 71% of them said he needs to move on.
Yeah. And 100% of sane voters want him to move on.
Yeah. January 17th. In our private chat, Marjorie Taylor Greene. In our private chat with only members, I was like members only, but only members. They're all wear the same jackets. Several are saying that the only way to save our republic is for Trump to call for martial, not my law, not my law,
God.
martial law. MARTIAL is the proper spelling. I don't know on those things. I just wanted you to tell him they stole this election. We all know they will destroy our country next. Please tell him to declassify as much as possible so we can go after Biden and anyone else. Sean Hannity tweeted out a Twitter thing and said that, well, this is as bad as this can get. Yeah, it is.
Is
Worse.
it?
Yeah.
It's worse.
And you know, Trump just came out and a little while ago, earlier in the week or last week, saying, "Well, you know, maybe I did say something that got it started. You know, maybe."
What do I know?
Yeah.
What do I know?
Yeah.
I mean, I can see how these inflammatory words could be inflammatory.
Yeah. I don't think he knows that word though.
No, probably not.
Inflammatory, like his knees or
His face. His
Yes.
hair.
Well, inflamed and inflammatory all at
Yes.
once.
Oh my gosh.
And so yeah, that was pretty much the gist of all this. And I think it's Mark Meadows who had voted in 3 different states too.
Oh, really?
What?
Go figure.
Legally?
Really legally.
No,
no,
there's
no-
no. But like, that's both election fraud and elector fraud. Or what is it? No, voting fraud and election fraud. I'm sorry, that's what I mean. From both sides, since he's on the side of the government.
Yeah.
So anything he does to help, that means
Yeah.
election fraud.
Yeah.
Why isn't he in jail?
Yeah, and then the other thing too is let's not forget they've spent money and resources to find all the Democrats that committed fraud, and the only thing they can find is Republicans committed the voter fraud.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane.
I mean, that's how it always has been. But
Yeah.
regardless, well, and Republicans are notoriously commit the most election fraud as well.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand why we haven't declared gerrymandering election fraud yet. It drives me crazy. But
Now here's an interesting fun fact because I did a little deep dive into some research here. We as we all know, Donald Trump put into place a bunch of people that aren't really qualified for their jobs, and their only job really is to set up this whole takeover thing.
yeah.
So
Or to help perpetuate the widening gap of the rich and the poor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
so
Which through schools is one way we did it.
So let's say Donald Trump does get found guilty.
Yes.
Let's just say that.
Let's
All right.
say Donald Trump gets found guilty and never speak about him again.
Yes.
People there's been people on Twitter saying, well, what about all those people that he put into place? Some of them have lifetime appointments. In Pennsylvania,
Okay.
judges, things like that.
Yeah.
Which is why we're in the whole COVID thing, the
Yes.
situation we're in now. In Pennsylvania, fun fact, there was a case of election fraud on the Democrat side a few decades ago. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What election?
It was
Local?
I think it was a state.
Okay.
Oh, okay, like a local state. Okay, state. Yeah.
This person in his district who won basically installed people, hired people he knew.
Yes.
After he was found guilty of this fraud, the judge not only said, you're guilty, you can no longer run for office, etc., but we are also going to take away all those people, the
Illegitimate votes.
illegitimate votes,
Mm-hmm.
and
Which they should.
which means that all of the people that you put into office now have to leave office. Because
Like that's that was something I was really hoping, like, if we can prove, illegal activity. Can we please remove these judges that he put in there who
Oh
are
my
just
gosh,
like
yes.
judges?
So
Like-
there is legal precedent, but will it be?
But not national. But yeah.
Yeah.
But what are we going to send it to the Supreme Court and ask the people we're trying to oust to vote for it?
Yeah. So what? So did they?
Yeah.
Oust him then?
Yeah,
in
and
Pennsylvania?
all the people that were involved in his. Yeah.
I'd like to know who was who was the politician?
I could check. Hold on.
No problem. Yeah.
Oh, let me find out.
Real quick side fact. There's a current petition from Bernie Sanders going around about canceling the 1,896,944,109,232 of student loan debt. Can you imagine if we had nearly $2 trillion freed up in debt on like what that would do for the economy? Like it would be great for the economy. Even rich people know that, but
Yes.
but then we would probably not be as tired as we are and could fight back better.
Yeah, this is a deep dive. I have to do a deep dive.
Yeah, I love doing deep dives. Don't you, Katie?
I do, but not as much as I used to when I was younger.
Yeah. Did you ever have like a favorite rabbit hole you went in?
Yes.
What was it?
I was working in Kentucky, where all the politicians are.
By the way, Katie's a reporter,
Yeah.
a retired
Yeah.
reporter. Yeah.
I had my days. I also had some great mentors
Oh,
mentors, and I mean that were my age, but were born and bred in the South.
okay.
And did not really take me as a Yankee like everybody else took me as. So I would rely on them a lot. I'm not answering your question because I can't really think. Sorry.
Deep
I'm
dives.
honest.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I know one time I did it wasn't super deep, but I decided to, for one of the short stories I was writing, that I would check into chlorine in water and like how we do our water. I'd read this science fiction book called Slow River from the 90s, talking about how bad chlorine is and like getting the water clean and how a biological processing plant would be way better and natural and everything. So I wanted to know more about it. And I was working on a story about a woman who was like OCD cleaning and like killing herself. I'd seen somebody on Oprah who was doing that, knew she was killing herself, but couldn't stop cleaning because she wanted to protect herself. It was really sad. And so I looked up into that and like, man, chlorine is really interesting because it was originally made as a chemical warfare agent for World War I. And like, it was so successful because all it does is kill things. And which is why it's great for cleaning water and whatnot.
Right.
But we got to filter it back out because then it starts being bad for us. And then we have our kidneys. So drinking it isn't as bad as like bathing in it and swimming in it because your skin absorbs all that stuff really well. And the steam, and you can inhale it. I mean, and it's not like we're taking in excessive amounts. Like it's not going to kill us, but gives us bad skin, bad hair. It could give breathing problems.
Get you really sick. It can make you go blind.
Yeah.
When you talk about pools, if it's not, correctly put in, it is damaging. I mean, it is really bad. And I did not know that either until quite a while ago.
Yeah, I put out a PSA and like people who, have never looked this up are like, no, it doesn't. You're fear mongering. You're blah, blah. I'm like, I'm not. Like, Google it. And the guy goes and Googles it. Well, I agree with these things, but I still don't think it's that bad. I'm like,
yeah, I did know about the World War I. That's really interesting, but that is.
I got to go to Italy while I was in grad school, and that's where I learned to paint. And but I stopped in Vienna first for a little vacation for myself, and I saw one of the local artists. They had done something over landscape trauma from World War I. And there's places in Austria and Hungary that are still so devastated from chemical warfare from World War I
Yes.
that like nothing is living there. They're like these really eerie trees. There's like radiation stuff.
Yeah.
Like you can't hear a sound of an animal. There's like weird things growing
Mhm.
and brightly colored, very, very radiated. And it was eerie. I don't know. So it just kind of sent me in this like weird circular.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just the one I was thinking of recently, especially since people are like, that's not true. And I'm like, you didn't even look it up yet.
Yeah.
Why do people
Yeah,
argue?
it's such an old story. I can't find it. Well,
Yeah.
it'll take me.
Yeah.
forever to find it.
I tried to buy a
But-
little bit of time.
But there is pros in it. It's just that I can't find it.
Yeah, that's all right. I'll find
I'm
it,
sure,
I'm sure.
that
Yeah.
there's lawyers out there.
Was that,
No.
since I asked Katie, do you ever have a favorite deep dive you did on something or like a rabbit hole you got sucked down?
Well, kind of, sort of. It's like when Trump first got elected, I was aware of stuff when I was growing up that he did. So I went through everything that he did, everything from the mob trials. He was being investigated with, working with the mob. And
Yeah.
stuff.
Do you remember what the charges were? Collusion, right?
Yeah. Basically, they had a bunch of mobsters on Capitol Hill, and, talking to Congress, congressional hearings, and they were talking about how Trump used to give them code words, to get them to force people out of his building and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Those
What were
are-
the
yeah,
code
those-
words? I
and
want to know a
those-
code word.
Those
Can
go back.
you do something for me? That kind of thing.
Yeah. And those go back to his dad.
Yeah.
I mean, that didn't start with, they went back to
Yeah.
his dad and probably his grandfather who
Yeah.
started the bordello in Canada.
Because it's got to have started in the late 60s, right?
I think so. Well,
I
as
think
far
it-
as his father.
Yeah. Maybe a little bit before then.
Even that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like
Yeah.
I know 70s was like peak time for mafia in those areas, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing too was I remember living in Atlantic City when Trump Taj Mahal thing happened.
Oh yeah, that's right. You've mentioned that before.
And-
Yes.
And I did not. I went on a deep dive to the Taj Mahal, and I found out things that he was doing that would, like, the things that he said to his employees.
Ooh, what?
Uh,
I want to know.
Well, he would say to his Jewish, he only hired Jewish people to work on his money, financials. Yeah, and he was like, I trust you, you guys,
Mm-hmm.
because you guys are good at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the black employees, he would always degrade and stuff like that. He would give them,
Right.
crap jobs and stuff.
Like I don't understand how people can defend somebody who's like blatantly, openly racist and be
Yeah.
like, that person's not racist.
Absolutely.
well,
They're like not even pretending
well,
not
the
to
whole- I did not. One of the things in the deep dive that I found that I did not remember was the Central Park 5 thing,
be. Yeah.
where
Oh.
where they were originally found guilty, and then they actually had somebody who confessed and who all the evidence showed was the actual perpetrator, and when they let the 5 young men free, he took out a full-page ad and wanted them basically on death row. Even
Just
though they were
hateful.
Yeah.
Just like going out of your way to be hateful towards children. They were children.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ugh.
And again, New York Times, full-page ad, spending money for that.
Yes. Yeah. Which was, I mean, I guess at the time the equivalent of like
Mhm.
at least a local Super Bowl ad or something.
Yeah.
It was a big deal.
Trump is his contempt of court.
Oh yeah, that's the other
His
fun thing.
contempt fine started today. $10,000 per day. Yep.
Oh.
Beginning today. They mentioned it yesterday because he has not complied with the subpoena from the New York Attorney General. In a 3-page written order, Judge Arthur Engeron formalized the reasoning behind his decision made Monday in open court when he held Trump in contempt. So the judge wrote that Trump willfully disobeyed his prior order to comply with the subpoena for documents. So he's got to, start getting those out. I wish that had gone back all the way to, the order was signed and dated April 26th. So that was today.
And, and they're just going to wait it out until they think they can get in office and then try to just throw this all out the window.
Oh, absolutely. He will find any way to just
get
out of it.
Running down the clock till he dies has been
funny?
his strategy.
Yes.
You want to hear something funny about all this?
Yes.
The reason why they want all those things is for cooperation.
Because they already know what's
They
in it.
already have copies of the paperwork, thanks to Mr. Cohen, who was Trump's.
He spilled the beans.
So
wish I
they
knew
know
more about
he has it. They know he has the paperwork because they already have the copies. They just want him to hand over his copies. So they have the proof, irrefutable proof that it's actually
If there's copies and they're copies of original, can you not?
He could easily say, I don't know, I don't have that, stuff like that.
Yeah, sharing the same memory as Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah.
That does basically seem like a whole group of them do share the same brain, and
Oh, absolutely.
Like, do they loan out pieces like a pizza, or does one person at a time carry it? I'm just curious.
So they have all the paperwork. That's why this has gone as far as it has.
Well, I mean, they sent out the subpoena in December. So I mean, good God, why did they wait this long? Whatever happened in 30 days or 2 weeks or something? Why wait so long? I don't understand.
My lawyers need a little time to get the paperwork together. Oh, we need some more time.
Well, his lawyers are inept. It might take them a very long time to get papers in order. So we're gonna not have to work on their timeline.
Yeah.
We're gonna just work on a normal human timeline.
Yeah.
Unless you do need accommodations from the ADA.
Yeah, and the shredding machines are backed up.
Yeah, they're clogged.
They're clogged, and so we have to get another 20 more.
Which is, they're not even the nice ones. You can put those papers back together. You should just burn it.
Yeah.
Not that I'm trying to give good ideas, but
yeah.
Oh, Robert said, I feel like it's hot potato with that single half of a brain.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a really good one.
Thank you, Robert.
Yes, Robert. Perfect.
Oh my God. Yeah. So, that whole thing is going on with that, and they know what they're doing. Yeah.
And the dumb thing is, everybody knows what they're doing, and yet they still get away with it. Why are we not focusing on the law? Hey, policymakers, can we go ahead and create some laws to make this pick up pace? Because this is absolute injustice in the way this thing is going down. These people are walking around free, where we have, poor people in jail because they can't afford $500 bond or whatever. And these people are walking around free, literally threatening the democracy of our country and the safety of the citizens in it. And they can just be protected by, I don't remember. So
I am here to tell everybody listening, calm down.
No, I can't calm down.
Here's why.
I know what you're going to say, but pick it up.
2022 elections are coming. Oh my God.
Yeah.
What if Republicans take over?
They're probably gonna.
They're not taking over the presidency.
They are going to take control back. It doesn't matter.
They will get the control back.
But will they be also able to control the Department of Justice and the FBI?
Maybe.
I don't know.
It just depends on which side has more money.
I don't think
they are not thinking of their constituents.
They're not.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
They would rather us be on pins and needles and shooting and killing and robbing and doing as much as that can be done because they cannot make a decision and do what we're paying them for.
Well,
and there's 6 weeks of vacation or 3 months or whatever.
And not to mention, like, these aren't the only issues we have going on. If you aren't going to do something on this, can we address climate change? Can we get any sort of policy, something tangible?
Yeah.
It's been over a year and nothing tangible has come through.
No.
Well, a lot of it has to do with, Republicans and, just trying their best to stop everything from happening.
But where is the backbone of the Democrats?
Oh, they
sold it in cinema.
they sold it for a lot of money too. Joe Biden had more billionaires backing him than Trump did in the last election. I mean, I hate it. It's so frustrating. Like, I want something positive to happen. And the Democrats can't even give us that.
Nope.
So they finally passed the anti-lynching bill, though, right? That only took 14 years, where it took 14 days to get the anti-Asian hate bill passed.
Yeah. And let's not forget the Equal Rights Amendment.
Yes. I also was hearing that some of the states still haven't ratified it.
I know.
No.
It's not ratified in every state. Like, I found this out recently and I was like, mind blown. Are you kidding me? Like, we literally don't have equal rights in some states because the states did. I'm gonna look that one up. I'm gonna find. I'll do a dive on that.
I could easily tell you just look south.
Oh yeah. But
Absolutely.
I think it also includes like North Dakota and South Dakota and things like that. It's not just South.
Yeah,
but it's predominantly.
It's
predominantly.
Yeah.
Speaking of the South
And Texas.
Yeah, and Texas.
And Texas.
You know what? It's 5:00. It is now time for the fluff.
But we did never get back to Amber Heard and Johnny Depp.
That's an entertainment thing.
Okay, cool. It is pop culture.
Yeah, it is pop culture. Okay, so let's talk about that.
Well, I mean, we could do a fluffier thing first if you want, but
yeah, I mean, no, we'll talk about that first.
Okay, so I have recently really decided to start watching this. Yes, Texas and Florida are whole different hellscapes.
Yeah,
they are absolutely. So I watched only some of the testimony Johnny Depp's given, and I've been trying to read up. Like, people keep saying, "Oh, well, what about his violent bad boy path?" Am I saying? Well, he does take a lot of pauses.
Oh my God, that was the worst. I watched him.
And I know. I say a lot too, though.
Oh my gosh, it was. Talk about a fried brain.
Well, not only that, though, the defense is definitely putting questions in specific ways. Like, didn't you just have a mega pint? And you just stop and oh, what's a mega pint? Just putting things in weird phrases to make it sound worse. So he is very slow in responding, but at the same time, it seems to be doing him okay with what he is able to get out of his mouth. He's not just lashing out, and which we have seen him be very reactive in the videos, particularly with her, and they were going through. So I realized, originally during the Me Too movement, how incredible it was that Johnny Depp's love fans and even the media who love him so much were able to make sure that the story was reported in a way that hit all of the misogynistic tropes, that she's a lying whore, gold digger, money user, narcissist, whatever bad things you can say about women, that's what she is. And I'm not saying she's not. I'm not saying that. I'm not sure. It's hard to say because almost everything I found has kind of tried to side with him. And instead of just reporting very clearly, these things that I keep pulling up, they're like, oh, well, what about his violent past? And none of it has him being violent towards another human. He's been self-destructive. He's broken things, which is something men get away with, being this violent outburst. It's almost encouraged, oh, you're angry, show us. But don't talk through it like a normal person, especially if you're on drugs. I don't know. It's very, very weird to me. I can't. It does sound like she's also been very abusive. And as somebody with PTSD and traumatic brain injuries, when I got out of the Navy, I thought my family would be there for me and I would have support. And that was not the case. I ended up with people who are pretty ableist around me who triggered me and then was like, oh, that's your fault. You're upset now, even though I chased you down the hall and like blocked the doorway so you couldn't get out. But the way you responded, that's the crazy part, you know?
Yeah. And I think that's what it is with him. I think he is verbally abusive.
Absolutely.
And I think, and I knew nothing really about her that much. So, but I think she was verbally abusive and she looks like she could be physically abusive to him.
Yeah.
Well, obviously. But I just think that there's so much verbal abuse and that, that's where she's coming from. But, you know, he did file a lawsuit in with the Sun in England to combat what she was saying, and you know, that they couldn't prove it, and you know, he didn't win. So he's got a lot of friends in England, a lot of friends, and
they clearly think they have a very good case. He's out there laying it all out their whole lives, which is traumatic in its own way. Very traumatic. I watched so somebody, I haven't gotten a chance to read this, but domestic violence psychologists are upset with the phrase mutual abuse being used in court because it's kind of misleading, but I haven't gotten to read it yet. So it should be something better in there. But it seems to me like she was physically violent towards him. He was not physically violent towards her. He was physically violent in a space with her in it. Mm-hmm. But she did also seem to, I just keep seeing the same video over and over again. We're like, look how violent he is. And he's kicking some cabinets on the other side of the room. He's drunk probably already early in the morning. And he pours himself another glass of wine. It looks like maybe he'd already had like a whole bottle of wine. Mm-hmm. And then he sees the camera, you know, she's kind of picking like, oh, did you drink this all? Did you all, you know, very clearly trying to like point to the camera, like, look, he's drinking. Oh, look, he's hitting these things. And then he picked up the camera and he's like, are you kidding me? And kind of walks off with it to turn it off. And they're like, this is him being violent. And I'm like, if that is him peak violence, that's not at Amber Heard. It was not directed at her.
Yeah. So anyway, mutual combatants, but
not that's why it's problematic, because it's they were both problematic, but it was in different ways. And from what I can tell so far, to me, it seems like, you know, he is an addict and he was suffering from a lot of mental health distress, PTSD. And let me tell you, as somebody who went many years without treatment, like it's not good. Your brain is literally going to respond differently to these things until you learn a way to work on them, which is why I was glad to hear Elton John saved his life. Did you hear that?
No.
He was talking about how there was messages like if it hadn't been for Elton John stepping in, he would have like killed himself or taken pills to death, or like he was like slow leaving Las Vegas and Elton John stepped in. Whereas if he were to go home, Amber Heard would pick a fight with him. Yeah. And that's not
so dysfunctional.
It was so volatile between them. And then I'm also really upset about the language he's been using to speak about women. I'm just like, well, all right, no longer beloved, Johnny Depp. So at the very least, I know you're full of misogynistic language.
Yeah.
That's upsetting.
That is. Yeah, it just gave me a completely different outlook of him. It really did. And I was sorry to see that. I mean, I was sorry for.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm sorry for both of them, because like I've seen very firsthand somebody I know very well who was in a relationship very similar to that. And it did seem very mutually abusive, but without knowing all the dynamics, it's really hard to speak on that. And what would it take to get you to poop on your partner's bed and then take a picture of it and send it to them?
Yeah.
Because she did that. Yeah, like, that's right. What would you have gone through with somebody to be like, I'm going to poop on their bed? This makes sense to me right now. That's how I'm going to retaliate.
No, it's like throwing poop on the Capitol wall.
Yeah. That's just sick.
Yeah, but how do you get to that point? Like, what street did you turn on that led to this direction?
Right. How did they even meet? was it a movie or I
It
don't
was a
even.
movie.
Yeah,
Was
they
it? Okay.
yeah, and they had this like love scene in a shower or something. Yeah, and so
Let me ask
she's
you
younger than him.
this.
She's like 20 years younger than him
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Not that that necessarily means anything. She's like 30.
Why
the
do
time.
you think he started this lawsuit? I mean, do you really think it was because of defamation of character, or the fact that he really wasn't making any money and he wasn't doing any movies? I mean,
He
Last
lost the movies. It wasn't that he wasn't doing any movies. He lost movies.
but how many? I mean, it's not like he's made a lot of
He
money
was
from
he was
these
supposed
movies.
to do he was supposed to do another Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah. Disney did drop him from another one of those, but haven't they since made one? Because that was back in 2016 when
I
this
think
first
so.
happened.
Yeah.
He's since like recovered, and it seems to me like he's, been getting help. He does seem like he, but I don't know. But
Meanwhile-
yeah, he had to pay her $7 million, and this is a defamation lawsuit asserting that her smearing him as a wife beater is the wrong thing.
Right.
And he just kind of wants to set the record straight. He keeps talking about like the people in my life, my kids, the fans and the supporters. Like,
Well, his daughter stood up for him. His former is it
Winona
Vanessa-
Ryder.
No, is it the mother Vanessa Paradis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so is Winona
Yeah.
Ryder, who
Yeah.
they were
Oh.
married briefly.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
But, yeah.
So yeah,
Interesting.
and she meanwhile finished Aquaman 2.
Yeah, they kept her on.
So anyway, let's talk about something cheerful.
Okay.
Hey.
Yeah.
Does everybody what do you think of Taco Bell? Okay. Let
Why?
me tell you this because they're coming out with a new luggage collection.
I saw this.
A Taco Bell luggage collection?
Yes, but it's after their hot sauce packets. And it's really kind of cute. They have a set of 4 bags created with fellow Southern California company Calpac. And so they're that bright orange, dark orange. They look really, really cool. Have you seen
They're
that?
really the only one that
Can I
I
see?
saw this
Yes.
before. The only one that I saw that I did not like was the ones that had all the
Go too
different
far.
packets all over them.
Yeah,
That's the only one all the other
Yeah.
ones are really cute.
they are really sharp. And I
Wow.
just love I mean, you cannot miss that at an airport.
Right.
Orange
you
is
can-
one of my colors too.
Yeah, I just thought it was great. So Taco Bell, just so you know, FYI, has the 6th most U.S. locations of any dining chain, according to QSR magazine. So needless to say, it's quite a destination restaurant. And yet, as a purveyor of Mexican-inspired cuisine, the brand does evoke a bit of a vacation feel, subconsciously nodding to warm weather and summer travel. And this is through food and wine. So everybody's been to pretty much a Taco Bell, either drive through or sit in anything. But anyway, so they have the Fire carry-on suitcase, which is a gorgeous reddish orange.
And it says hot. Is
Yeah.
that the one? Okay.
Yeah, hot duffel bag. They have, Fire carry-on suitcase, hot duffel bag, the Diablo crossbody bag, and the mild 5-piece packing cube set, which of course everybody should have anyway. I mean, that's something you should have. They're going to be available starting today through either Calpac or Taco Bell's online taco shop.
Man, that's expensive though.
However, for Taco Bell Fire Tier Rewards members, a limited number of each item will be available. Apparently, it was available last week. So anyway, I just thought they were a great color.
Yeah. And what
They're
is
soft-sided. They've got a 360-degree spinner wheels, and they're spicy.
yeah, Robert says from Taco Bell to Taco Chic.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, Robert. Excellent.
Robert's coming up
Absolute.
with
Really? Oh my gosh, you are quick. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I just thought they were just really, really sharp. And I thought that was kind of fun that they're doing that.
Yeah, what an interesting direction for a fast food restaurant to take. But I noticed like that the carry-on with the roller, that's a $235
I
piece.
know.
Like,
I know.
you're definitely not advertising to the same people who eat your food. because they can't afford that.
That's true. But maybe there's giveaways and maybe the, employees get 50% off or something to,
Now, I would be
right.
remiss to mention this because Golden Ticket is listening.
Hey.
Arizona Tea has their own line of clothing.
What?
You did not know that?
No, I love Arizona tea.
They have clothing, they have umbrellas, they have sunglasses, all with the green tea pattern.
Oh, but what about the one that's the lemonade and sweet tea, the combo? I love that combination. Well, I like their sweet tea just alone too. Yeah.
Oh, the half and half.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that one too. But they have a whole line of accessories and clothing.
That is so cool.
Does it look like the Arizona tea
It's
thing?
you know the green cans with the little cherry blossoms all over them?
Yes.
That's what it looks like.
Oh. It's fine. I don't know.
I see Katie trying to
Yeah,
find
I'm trying
it.
to find it.
Yeah.
And I think anything that is colored, and I don't even care what it has on it.
Really?
Just, you know why? Well, I guess because I'm older now, and all I see at airports are black,
Yeah.
maroon, brown, and then I always have a colorful scarf because I have black.
Yeah. Or
I wouldn't.
I tie like a ribbon to mine.
Yeah, that's what I have with my scarf. So I've got under merchandise, but
Here you go.
oh,
Here's
here we
but-
go. Now I got it.
Wait.
Yep.
Oh,
Is that it?
this. Are you looking at the button-down one?
the button down one's nice.
Yeah.
That's the one I like the best. Ooh, I do like this other. Okay, look, y'all. I have cherry blossom
Oh, wow.
tattoo. So let me show you my
Oh,
cherry
yes.
blossom. I'm gonna keep it like where you can. So here's the cherry blossoms I had. I got those done for like when I went to Japan, and which, by the way, I got there a little too soon for the Cherry Blossom Festival, but there was one tree that was in full bloom when I got there, so I did get to take photos in front of it. It was so beautiful.
We did the apple blossoms.
They
The
are-
apple blossoms that are in DC, right? Apple,
Yeah.
cherry.
No, those
Yeah.
are cherry.
Yeah.
I-
And,
oh.
those are absolutely gorgeous.
Yes.
But yeah, they've got so Arizona has the cherry blossom tote in black or white, anywhere from $14.99 on up to $24.99. I like their jacket, their heavyweight hoodie. That's cool with the cherry blossom.
They have pants. They have
Ooh, they have a skate deck too.
I like these more than I thought I was gonna, honestly, because I mean on the can, I don't know. I don't know. Tea in a can has always just sounded so off-putting to me. But
Yes. Shorts.
the clothes are
pants.
dope. And
Yeah.
this is definitely summer clothes, spring and summer clothes,
Yeah.
except for this hoodie. But all right.
So you would wear the Arizona clothes with the Taco Bell luggage.
Yeah. And then can you put a bumper sticker on the back and get hit by all your sponsors?
Adidas. I'm looking at Amazon, and Adidas has a Arizona iced tea sneaker for kids
Find it.
Do they really?
for $144. There you go.
Oi,
Find it.
that is a lot of money for those sneakers.
For kids sneakers. I'm
Oh.
serious.
How much were they?
144.
144.
I won't pay that much for sneakers.
Yeah.
I get all my sneakers at Brown Elephant in Lakeview.
There you go.
I want to go to Brown Elephant. I haven't been in a while.
Oh my gosh. I
Now-
mean, I love that. place.
Now, one of the pictures that I saw, they don't make it anymore, which is a shame. But Rachel, you would have loved this. They had a Arizona tea dress,
Ooh, where is?
short sleeve dress. I saw.
I
it
do love some dresses.
when I googled it. They showed the Arizona tea dress in the images thing, but they don't actually make it anymore. I think.
Yeah. Well, let me see. Oh, here's a dresses. Oh wait, that was why does? These don't look as good as the shirts though. These are.
They had this cute one. With,
Oh well,
it
this
had a
one's
collar.
kind of cute. But
It had the collar, and it came out a little bit.
Here's one in Japanese.
Oh,
Oh, and it's got color blocking. Oh, that's cute.
See, isn't this a lot better than
You know,
the
so
guys,
I was
the
about
guys would have been here going, ugh.
Boring.
yeah. Axel, he had asked a question that he wanted to know.
What?
From favorite era of music that was clearly aimed at teen audience, and his is late 90s.
Yeah, I would say late night. That was clearly targeted to teens.
Yeah, I agree. It was a great. I mean, that's when I was growing up. I was a teen then.
This I'm not impressed with the music now.
I'm sorry, but I've got to say the 60s.
That's a pretty close one
The
too.
60s, because you could understand the words that were being said and you could sing along with it, and
So is the
they showed you
90s.
stuff.
I'll put on some 90s music. I'll be like, all genres, doesn't matter, and I can sing.
Oh, I do that. I love anything from the 30s on up, but somehow I got lost with the 80s and 90s. I think because
I got lost with the late 90s, early 2000s. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say after Bradley Noel died from Sublime is kind of when it started getting funky. But also, gosh, I go back and I sometimes listen to music. I've been doing it lately, listening to music from my youth and re-listening to these lyrics. And I'm like, these people are terrible. Oh my God. So Bradley Noel was so problematic and we all just loved the music, was awesome sounding. But his song Wrong Way about this teenage girl who had a family of 7 brothers and a father, and they used to, grape her, and then she was also put out on the street to bring in money for the family. And then he says she's 14 years old, and then he takes her into the bathroom and he's like, I know it was the wrong way, but I did it anyways. I'm like, he talks about sleeping with teenage girls in multiple songs, and growing up we just thought he was the greatest. Like, I don't know. And then came emo rock, and that was also very full of.
I was kind of into the new wave thing big time.
You seem new wavy.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I was really into new wave. Duran Duran, Devo. New wave. It's funny how music then had a title, and now later on it's called pop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, it's really weird because I used to think pop had a very specific sound that somehow reminded me of being a teenager or whatever.
Well, this is one thing that I would like maybe want Thomas here for, but new wave was so big that big musicians and singers were trying to hop on the train. And I think the two people that kind of got it were Billy Joel and Linda Ronstadt. I think both of them kind of embraced the new wave. Like, what was it? Mad Love by Linda Ronstadt, and then Billy Joel's Glass Houses.
And this was all early 80s, right?
Yeah. They kind of like dove all in, and I think they actually did it justice. Whereas there were a lot of groups and things that were trying to get onto the new wave thing that just did not work.
I have to say definitely Billy Joel.
Yeah,
you're
still
right.
rock and roll to me, and
Right.
You may be right. You may be right.
I never really got into new wave stuff, but like my dad booked and managed like rock bands in the 80s, so that's what I grew up on.
Yeah,
big hair bands.
Golden Ticket, who is an expert on movies, also reminded us that Johnny Depp got dropped from the Fantastic Beasts franchise.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which what's weird is somebody had brought up that J.K. Rowling has been still like a huge defender of Johnny Depp, but it's weird because she was a victim of domestic violence and has like spoken very much about that, and is also that was before becoming like a very famous transphobic turf.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know what the word turf is? You may have heard it.
Yeah.
No.
It's a trans exclusive exclusive reactionary feminists. So basically, they exclude trans women from being women, and that's their feminism. And that's mainly what they focus on too, is telling trans women they aren't women. Yes, it's terrible.
Yeah.
But that's what that is. That's what that term is, in case anybody didn't know who's listening.
Dead naming them and stuff like that. They'll it's like
Yeah, they're biological essentialists, which, doesn't even work for all of them because you can't do that. Just too complicated.
okay. New music coming out soon to the service of your choosing. Some of this I might repeat, so forgive me if I repeat it because it's pretty much new. Lizzo's special, which will be coming out soon. Carrie Underwood's Denim and Rhinestones. Let's see. I'm trying to skip things that I might have mentioned before. So, as I said, excuse me. I'm Black Keys Dropout Boogie, but I think I mentioned that before. There's a lot of country music. I'm not a big fan of country music. Gavin DeGraw's Face the River. What was it? Luke Combs, Growing Up. But let's see what else. Good. Imagine Dragons, Mercury, Act 1.
Oh, Imagine Dragons is coming out with something.
Yep.
Imagine that.
Uh-huh. Muse's Will of the People, that's going to be coming out soon. I think I'd already mentioned Willie Nelson's A Beautiful Time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Excuse me,
Leanne
real
Rimes' God's Work.
Be right back.
Simple Plan's Harder Than It Looks. I think I mentioned Lyle Lovett already.
Oh, I didn't get that one.
Lyle Lovett's 12th of June comes out May 13th.
Okay.
Go figure.
Thank you. Yeah,
I just find that kind of funny.
it is funny.
Of the infamous Gallagher brothers, Liam Gallagher's "Come On You Know," the deluxe edition, that's going to be coming out soon. Wilco's Yankee Hotel Foxtrot deluxe edition, that is coming out on September 16th. The deluxe editions usually have extra bonus material. They're previously released albums, and then they have. So this looks like it's. Let's see, the album itself, the making of, which is like all, I guess, demos. A live concert of said album, I believe, 2 parts, and a radio. Sound opinions from WXRT Chicago, Illinois.
Oh, wow.
There's a whole section of that. There's like 5 tracks of that. So that's interesting.
That is.
Yeah. So Wilco, we were talking about the new Wilco album coming out.
I don't think I know Wilco. I mean, I think I've heard the name before. But
Jeff from Wilco.
when did
Yeah.
Wilco first start out?
Yeah.
80s?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me double check.
There's a remaster of Prince and the Revolution Live coming out. They've been slowly releasing deluxe editions of Prince's albums. I think the 3 that are out right now are the deluxe edition of 1999, deluxe edition of Purple Rain, and deluxe edition of Sign of the Times. But who knows? They might be releasing more eventually.
Yeah.
I'd like to see what was the Around the World in a Day. I'd like to see a expanded edition of that, because that was pretty good with Pop Life and Raspberry Beret and all that.
I feel like I would like to request a favor if you could put together like a mixtape for me of new style. You could literally just write down the names of songs, like write down a list for me of new things to listen to, because I have I have stopped doing it. Axel, he's usually here with us. He went to go do something right now, but he's all like every once in a while he'll just pop out with a new one. Like, try this one, you'll like them. You know, The Party. That's the last one he recommended.
Oh,
Have you
Yeah.
heard of them? I haven't.
yeah,
listened.
I've heard of them.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wilco was formed in 1994.
94, huh?
Mhm.
I was 12 years old. You know what else happened in 1994? Rodney King riots.
Yep.
You know what else happened in 1994?
You were born?
I got married.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you.
congrats.
That was sweet.
Nora Jones's Come Away With Me, the Super Deluxe
Ah.
Edition.
Oh, come away with me. I love that.
So that has a total of 44 tracks on it. The album, and then it has demos, first sessions, outtakes, alternative versions, live stuff. Yeah. Let's see. Van Morrison's What's It Gonna Take? Oh, here's one you might like. Thomas doesn't like it, but you might like this.
Okay.
Brian Ferry has a EP coming out called Love Letters.
Wow, that is a name from the past.
Yeah.
You know, it's so weird. Like, have you always been a music person? Like, I feel like growing up I was, and then sometime in the Navy I kind of stopped listening to music, and now
Yeah.
it's like such a minor role in my life. I think I went like a couple of years. I mean, I was
I'm
depressed,
I'm
but
trying to play catch up,
yeah, but
Well,
I
It is, yeah.
but I've always been a music person. Yeah. I studied music for 10 years.
yeah. I mean, you know, I even started playing guitar when I was 15, and then I still went like a couple of years without listening to music, and I feel like I never caught back up.
Electronic outfit Orbital has a new thing coming out called 30 something.
Nice. You know, I want something I can sing along to. Is there new music that we can sing along to? That's what I want. I think that's the
You know,
biggest.
I always worked at either oldie stations or classic rock stations.
Yeah, you can sing
And
that
so
stuff.
in between, I can sing and hum, and
Yeah.
you know, it just, you know, and now I'm just,
Yeah.
it's not there.
Right, which is why I'm like, well, if I can't participate,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you heard of the group Collective Soul?
yes.
Okay. The expanded edition, 32 of Disciplined Breakdown, 32 tracks on this. There's alternative versions and live music on it, as well as the album.
Okay.
Let's see. G Love and Special Sauce, Philadelphia, Mississippi. G Love and Special Sauce. You never heard them?
No.
Blues.
Really?
It did sound like a very
Wait.
bluesy.
Give that to me again. I'll pass that on to Tim.
G Love and Special Sauce. They've been around forever.
Like Brownie McGee and Sonny Terry? Probably not that long.
I think since the 70s.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. Mandy Moore's In Real Life.
Oh, we got that one. Yeah. Yeah.
I never really listened to any of her music.
Oh,
She's got such a nice voice, and she's got a very good voice.
She seems like a very nice girl.
She sounds like so sweet.
so
What
there-
a sweet
Your
girl.
mother would love her.
I'm gonna tell your mother how much I thought you were sweet and pinch your cheek.
Speaking of Elton John, Man Across the Water is being released as a deluxe edition. It's remastered. There's extended versions of some songs on here. There's piano demos. There's some live stuff from the BBC. So that could be something. You know,
Is he still doing? Is he still traveling
yeah,
And
I think
concerts?
so.
Or
But very rarely.
yeah.
Yeah, he's
I do have.
slowed it down.
Have you been looking at any of the movies that are out right now?
Speaking of movies, soundtrack to Firestarter by John Carpenter and his son Cody.
Interesting.
Really?
That's coming out.
Oh,
And of course, whenever you need somebody, the deluxe edition, which I probably will have to end up getting.
Yeah.
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 Let's see. The new. Oh, now that's what I call a decade, the 2000s. That's
I
gonna be
mean,
coming out. Let's see
yeah,
what's on
that's
that.
when we were in Iraq over weapons of mass destruction that didn't exist. And we went from Bush and Cheney, who forced the war, to Obama, who took over and made it so much more brutal and messy. I was in the Navy from 2007 to 2012. People don't realize this. Obama was the deadliest president in these wars. He was brutal. And things got real messy and weird.
That being said,
That being said, just thought I would point that out.
let me give you a track list of this because this
Yes.
is gonna. I know that this is right up your alley.
Okay.
Oops, I did it again.
Oops, I did it again.
I kissed a girl.
I kissed a girl. And I forgot how that goes.
Yeah.
My bad.
Just Dance. Bye bye bye.
Bye, 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 bye.
I Got a Feeling by Black Eyed Peas.
Mm.
Sexy Back.
I'm bringing sexy back.
Oh, here's one that we've heard in the
Come on.
car.
Don't
Low
know how to act. What is
by
it?
Flo Rida.
Low.
Low.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. Yeah.
Survivor by Destiny Child.
I must survive. Oh, that's what we listened to the night before battle stations to graduate boot camp. We were because we split and like all the women on the one side were like listening to Destiny's Child and like getting all hyped.
See, oh my God, this is looking at this list. It's almost like a Rachel Blomstrom.
Like these are things I can
mixtape.
sing. I mean, I wouldn't put them at the top, but I
Thong
definitely know
song.
them all. Which,
Thong song.
dong, da, dong, dong, dong.
It wasn't
Let
me.
me see that dong.
It wasn't me.
That dong, da, dong, dong, dong. I wasn't done with that one.
She had to finish it.
Dilemma
I don't know that one.
by Nelly. You Got It
Oh.
Bad.
You got it bad when you're on the phone. Hang
This
up. It's
Love
Usher, yeah.
by Maroon 5.
This love has taken me all the
See,
time.
I told you.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Very good. Yeah.
Party in the USA.
By who?
Miley.
Oh, I'm familiar with the song. I know the song exists. So I've heard it. But
Since You've Been Gone.
since you've been gone.
No, Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah.
Since You've Been Gone.
I can't breathe for the first time. Somebody know. Wow. I can't sing like her. Though. That's why I did the lower part. I was like, since you've been gone.
Kryptonite by Three Doors Down.
Oh. And will you
Yes.
still call me Superman? If I'm alive and well, will
that's
you
just-
be there holding my hand?
That's just
how it
some of
goes.
those that are going to be on there.
Oh, is
I
this on the
figured-
mixtape you're making me?
No, you can get your own mixtape by getting that.
Oh, what is that? What is that from?
That's what I call a decade, the 2000s.
All those were from the 2000s?
Yeah.
Huh.
Let's see. Oh, Skid Row's The Gang's All Here. No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I would know it if the music came on.
Yeah. We mentioned this last week, but you weren't here. George Michael's Older, the expanded edition, which has
Oh.
remixes and live music on it.
Does that mean it's for older people now, or is he's getting older or old?
No,
What does that mean?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what's the title for it.
Oh, here's one. Freedom by Journey.
Oh, Journey.
Oh, wow.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, comes out July 8th.
All new music, or is it?
Let's find out. Yes.
I bet
Nice.
Robert can do the whole bye bye dance to Backstreet Boys. I'm sure that's not exactly what he said, but I know he can do the whole thing.
Yeah. Let's see. Anything else? I think I had mentioned The Fix has the Every 5 Seconds album coming out. Everything old is new again, apparently. The Crazy Person That Likes to Shoot Bows and Arrows.
Oh,
That's an album coming out.
I made a mistake. By the way, Bye Bye was NSYNC, not Backstreet Boys. I'm sorry, y'all. You failed.
Oh, Frank Zappa's Erie concert, live concert. That's going to be released.
What year
Oh.
was that? Frank
I don't
Zappa.
know.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that had to be
78?
Earlier than that.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Um,
But what do you have a favorite Zappa song? because mine had to be Valley Girl. Valley Girl. Well, she's a Valley Girl, and he had his daughter do the. Oh my God, that is so gritty to the max. I was like, that song was so funny.
But his son is still singing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. I see. Bob Marley and the Waiters and Chineke, I think I mentioned this last week, has an album coming out. Neil Young's Citizen Kane Blues, 1974, live at the Bottom Line. Let's see. Oh, Busy Bone, War of the Roses. That's rap. I don't know, hip hop and rap. But Busy Bone, yeah. That comes deluxe edition. So there's. Okay. Oh, okay. Let's see. I mentioned Dream Theater. I mentioned Soft Cell coming out.
Axel says that we need to listen to a British boy band called Five and start with the song When the Lights Go Out. Okay.
Five, I know who they are, yeah. Europe 72, the 50th anniversary edition by the Grateful Dead. So I don't know how that. I guess there's a couple added tracks to that. Neil Young live at the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion, 1971. Neil Young at Royce Hall, 1971 live. Live at the House of Blues by The Knack. Dun, 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 dun. I know. That's crazy.
Well, I haven't been in House of Blues in years.
Nancy Sinatra.
I feel like we've all like not done things in years because it's been 2 years with COVID, and all of a sudden, like, I haven't done anything. I'm doing everything this summer. It just hit me so bad.
Let's see. Graham Nash's live Songs for Beginners, Wild Tales. Crosby, Stills, Nash Young. Yeah, kind of thing. Asia live at the Budokan, Tokyo. With the heat of the moment.
Heat of the moment.
Yeah. Now things. This is why it's taking me so long, because now during this time of the year it starts getting crazy because everybody wants to release stuff and it's time for the summertime.
In the summertime when the weather is hot, you can just ride down and touch the sky.
Michael Schenker Group's Universal. Just trying to find stuff that either people my age or people Rachel's age or
see you next time
would know, because some of these people I don't even know. Moby has a remix album coming out.
Good for Moby. I was hoping to tell you about moving into my new sailor lifestyle.
Oh yeah,
like my slow integration into it.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, so I had my first class, which was a knot tying class, and then this weekend I went to help start preparing the boats for sailing season.
Yes.
And like I met a bunch of the people there, and this at Third Coast, like everyone seems like they love each other. Like, we took a mid-afternoon break for a beer because it was beautiful and sunny outside, and we just shared sea stories. And there was another guy who was a sonar tech like me, and like I knew this was the right direction that I wanted to move in, but this is for sure the direction. This is where my life is headed. And just want to put the universe on aware again that I'm looking for a really nice catamaran to just kind of fall into my life. It'll be my home, and I'll use it to travel around and help people. And I don't know if I told you this. I thought about, because I considered fostering kids before, but I found out at 18, kids who get kicked out of the system have nothing and nowhere to go. Yeah. And those are the people who need the most help. So maybe I could foster some of those kids, teach them to sail, show them something new, help them.
Great idea.
Have a little bit of time.
Great idea. Yes.
Yeah, and give them a little bit of time to get established and until they're ready to go do what their thing is. And Yeah, I feel like that's what I would.
Cool.
One of the things I would want to do with it.
Okay, so that's
Excellent.
it for the music. TV. Anything going on TV that you've found interesting?
Oh no, but there is this
Oh,
movie
yes.
called Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I wanna
I
see
want to
that.
see it so bad. We were supposed to see it this weekend, but after I was cleaning the boat, I went home and fell asleep for 6 hours, and I was a little bit sunburned, and I was super sore. And I'm glad I didn't stay the whole day. I am not in shape yet.
Yeah, James and I want to see it too. It's got Jamie Lee Curtis in it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just love, what is her name? Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, she's so great.
She is great. And I like the fact that Jamie Lee Curtis, the interviews that she's been giving about that she can finally just let it all hang
Yeah.
out. And
She's
so good.
one of the characters in there. I think they all play multiple characters, but one of them, she looked totally. You could not recognize her. She looks like old.
oh,
and-
that's the picture I saw of her
Yeah.
too. Yeah. The boobs
So-
hanging down
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
everything and the white hair.
stringy white hair.
Stringy white hair. Yeah.
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 And she's still beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, she is. She's
She's-
gorgeous.
She's just a beautiful person.
Yeah.
So the new season of on HBO Max, the new season of The Great Pottery Throwdown started. We've been watching that. I love
Excellent.
that show.
Yeah.
And the one thing I saw this like short, I guess documentary or something like that about Rose, who is the woman who runs the firing of all the pottery. She's I guess the pit chief or whatever you want to call it.
The
and-
chief
yeah,
fire potter.
Yeah, she basically takes the pottery, places them gently into the
Yes.
ovens and things like that.
Yeah.
She's a pottery baker.
Yeah,
She's a
Very-
fire starter. She's
very,
a oven.
very interesting.
Manager.
Very interesting. Person.
Yeah.
Rose.
I've actually been really interested in sculpting lately, so I decided this summer I'm going to do sand sculptures.
Oh, that's cool.
I've already done
Oh, that's
two.
neat.
Yeah, and I ended up with some kids who came to learn from me, and like their mom never checked in with me, and I'm like, they're getting life lessons right now because I'm not keeping my mouth shut. But really, it was more like art, and it's okay. It doesn't have to look like anything, and that's still beautiful and worthwhile that you took the time to do it.
Right.
It was because if you're gonna let your kids come over to me, I'm gonna fill them full of inspiration.
I like to do mosaics.
Yeah?
I love the cutting of the glass
Yes, yeah.
and then to come up with my own, just because I'm not really artistic, but somehow just cutting it and just putting it wherever I want, whatever it comes out, I'm very happy with that. I really am.
Nice.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say one of the things that I think it's episode 3. One of their main, they have like a main task, and then they have like a skill thing that they do
Mhm.
in the middle while they're waiting for everything to dry and bake and all that. One of the things that they do, I think it's episode 3, they have to do a series of 3 garden gnomes.
Yay!
Oh, that is cool.
I love
I know,
garden
right?
Oh
gnomes.
my gosh.
So I'm usually they do a garden theme thing. This year they did for the garden gnomes. So,
I want
I
garden
love
gnomes
that.
for my garden.
yeah,
I
these
got-
are some really pretty awesome things.
I bet they are. Oh
That's
my
cute.
gosh.
And
I'll have to watch that one.
but they also already did their clocks. So I guess it's going to happen in later episodes because I haven't gone through the whole season. But they will eventually do bathroom sinks,
Oh,
and they will eventually also have to do toilets
Oh,
because
wow.
they do toilets still every
Yeah.
season.
well, I mean,
Oh.
I'd like a fancy toilet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What was it? One season, the winner was this toilet that looked like a turtle, and when you sat down on it, the head
Turtle.
of the turtle stuck
Came out. Oh, I love that. That's great.
I'm
great.
not
I
sure
love
about
that.
that one.
but the thing is, the sinks and and they do fountains too. They all have to be
I would love to
functioning.
do it.
I want,
They hook
I
them up.
want more foot pedal sinks. That is like one of the most
Yes.
sanitary ways to wash your hand. Why can't we
Yes.
get that?
I know.
And then it doesn't waste water when our hands aren't under there anymore. Like it. Give me
First
some
one
foot pedals.
we ever came across was when we were in Italy, and it was like, okay, this is so wonderful.
Yes.
And I don't know why we don't have that here.
Doctors'
Because we're
offices do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
because of freedom. America
America.
can't
God
can't
bless
have stuff like them Italians.
Italians. We watched Hidden Assets, which is really, really good. And that's on BritBox. And it's drama, suspense. It's only
Oh, wait.
6.
Who was it? I think it's Hugh Grant has
Oh.
Agatha Christie thing.
No, not Hugh Grant. It's Hugh Laurie.
Hugh Laurie.
And
Yeah.
so that's the next one on our list to watch.
Yeah.
The Agatha Christie one.
We saw.
Oh
Death
yeah,
on
that
the
looks
Nile.
really good.
Yeah.
We saw Death on the Nile in the theater, and I saw that. And James has BritBox, so I think that might be something.
Yeah.
I've just been
Especially-
watching Fairy Tale, which is a really fun anime with an badass soundtrack, and it's just so energetic, and everyone's like, it's because we're friends, and we're all friends, and we win because we're friends. And
Right.
yeah, she gets hyped up by it too. And I don't know, I really love this show.
But
so
you know
I haven't
what,
watched anything new in a
you
minute.
know what's coming up next month though? Stranger Things.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, I'm
yes.
ready for that.
Yes.
And Axel mentioned checking the Showtime series Yellow Jackets, season 2.
I heard that was good too.
Yeah, I've heard
Yes,
good
that
things
is.
about that
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah, I did.
I know. I always write down Axel's recommendations.
Yeah, I have to.
I do.
And there's another one with Michelle Dockery from Downton Abbey that she's in, and I want to see that one. Let me look that up.
I don't know.
Speaking of Downton Abbey, the second movie comes out.
Oh,
on May
James
20th.
is so hyped for it. I'm
I
not
know.
a Downton Abbey person.
I know
but
you're
James
not,
is
but
so-
I am.
Yeah.
I am too. Yeah. And
You and James
Tim-
can talk because
yeah,
he's
we
got
do.
he's got a little group that he's already got together.
Yeah.
Does he? Oh, oh my gosh. It's
I
fantastic.
prefer fantasy to period pieces. I don't know. I do like some period pieces, but a lot of times I don't. And I feel disconnected from the characters because their life circumstances are so different, but then somehow I can relate to fairy tale wizards. But really, it's just,
No,
that's the whole thing. It's defamiliarization to represent these common themes and tropes that we have and see them in different lights. I feel I don't know. Would I like Downton Abbey? I haven't even given a chance. I'm just being so judgmental.
Oh, that's right. Anatomy of a Scandal is what she's in.
okay.
And that's on Netflix.
Is that like How to
Scandal.
Get Away with Murder?
No.
I wish we'd get
But-
more How to Get
oh
Away
my
with Murder.
gosh, I know.
I love this.
I love that show.
So good.
And Scandal, too. I mean,
I need to
it's
watch
a
Scandal.
Yeah, it's so good.
Now again, I'm hoping James can help me on this because it's been a while since we saw Katie, but there was a movie that we went to the theaters. And it's a horror movie, but it's kind of funny. It's I forgot the name of the movie, so that's why I'm hoping.
I like funny horror
But-
movies.
Okay.
But he basically, this man and woman get married, and they do it in his family's backyard, and she has to spend the night playing hide and seek, which turns out to be they're trying to kill her.
Wow.
The whole family, after they get married, there's some ancient curse, and they have to play this game every so often to gain riches.
Oh my
And if they don't, and there's this thing that they have, this box,
Oh man.
and the box gives them a game to play, and chess or checkers
Yeah.
or something like that. And it could be just a good thing
So how come they aren't the hiders? Why can't she be the seeker?
because she's not part of the family until then.
Yeah,
So-
but then
so
she's the one who has
technically,
to hide, right?
She has to hide.
And they have to find
They have to find her and kill her, or else they all die.
yeah. That sounds interesting. I would watch that.
Yeah. So
That's not
oh,
by
wait.
Jordan Peele, is it?
It does sound like a Jordan Peele.
It
it's
does.
not. It's
but
not
it's-
actually.
Yeah, that was immediately. I thought it sounded like
That's what I thought too. Yeah.
Get Out.
Get Out. That's exactly.
Yeah.
It probably was inspired by Jordan Peele because he's really.
If I remember the name, or if James remembers the name before we, I'll
Do you know
send
who
it
was
to you.
in it? Do you remember who was in it?
It was not a really well known cast,
Okay.
but Oh, it's just so funny. It's like the help they accidentally kill the help. I didn't mean to point it at her. It was an accident.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, it does sound like something I would like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, if
Okay.
I forgot the name of it. Anyway, we have like 7 minutes. Any other news we need to get into before we sign off?
Well, news about things that I have coming up.
Yes.
So if you don't know, I am Rachel Blomstrom. I am the artistic director and founder of the Quarantine Queens Theater Company. And while we will be slowing down for the second half of this year, we do have a show next Sunday. And I will be playing Just in Time, which is this comedic, fictional, noir detective. It's going to be a really fun show. We are just giggling through all of our rehearsals. So definitely check it out. You can either stream it on Facebook, or if you don't want to, we will... you can PayPal us the money, and then we will give you the unlisted YouTube link so you can check it out. Also, I got invited to Darren and Katie's yearly
one of a kind gift show.
Yes.
One of a kind. Yes. So you're going to go with us.
Yes. So that's next Saturday, and then we'll be talking about it on Tuesday. But I'm sure they can tell you more
Yes.
about that.
It's fabulous,
and
it's a lot of local artists.
Yeah.
There's going to be over 300 people there so far. There might be more.
I need to make sure I get more business cards. But and then the other thing that I was just going to mention real quick is that I forgot.
Sorry.
Hold on, so go ahead. Let's talk about the Mark thing. And I'll
you
remember.
need a catamaran. That's the other thing.
No, my radio show.
Your radio show, yeah.
Still haven't named it. I am getting my own radio show. It's going to be Fridays from 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Starting when?
Starting, I think, the second week of May, maybe the first.
It's Reese approved.
It's Reese approved, and we're not in competition, and certainly welcome. So the format will be a little different. It'll be like there will be like a presentation in the beginning, like a news story, like a Vice news story on other news, which is one of the titles I'm thinking of, like the other news or what else or what aren't we talking about, stuff like that. And then we'll talk about that whole subject and then move into the second half where we move into current events and maybe have a couple of games. And so, yeah, I think it'll be really fun. And I hope you can make it sometime. Depending on the subject, I'll be trying to line up a few people.
Cool. That's excellent.
Yeah. And you know what? I've kind of dropped the ball in this past few weeks, but don't forget our good friends on Saturdays. Fabio Hoffman Radio Extravaganza from 1 to 4:30, and then from 5 to 7 we have Thomas Bombs with Bombs the Barrel, music with a pop varnish, news with a pop varnishers, whatever. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. You'll have to do it.
I would love to do that.
Yeah,
yeah,
because we get to critique music, whether it's good or bad.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Are we gonna do that at the festival too? So, is it? I want to know more about the festival because I didn't. It's
the festival.
Yes. So how y'all
The
do it?
show.
Y'all have like a tradition of.
Oh, the gift show.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Well, we all get together.
Yeah.
And then rate. Okay, we're Dunkin' Donuts, but Rachel's McDonald's coffee.
McDonald's
so
coffee.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then
We'll not hold that against you, so you're okay.
Well, they do have the best coffee in the world, so. It doesn't taste like donuts.
Oh, come on.
And Dunkin' Donuts doesn't even have the best donuts in the world. That's Shipley's. And I know we're very serious about our donuts in this family.
Oh, we are too.
Stands?
Shipley's?
Oh, Shipley's.
Shipley's.
Never heard of them.
They're from
never heard of
Texas. They're franchise, and I don't know why they want to expand out of Texas because everyone in Texas will fight
we have nothing
you.
to compare it to, do we?
There's no
So
comparison.
See, our Dunkin' Donuts are great.
For now, until you try the most superior donut in the world.
If we ever get there.
And you know what? I did bring home a dozen last time, so I'll try to do that next time I go.
I did something similar to that. When I went home the last time, I brought back boxes of tasty cakes.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
I know, right?
Oh,
Yummy.
Yes.
I did the jelly crippets, the butterscotch crippets, the candy cakes. and the
Sounds like we're playing Candyland.
cupcake. They're
I
the
remember
cream
the
filled
candy
cupcakes.
cakes. Yeah, and the yes.
Cream filled cupcakes.
So then, like, they're hollow with candy inside of them. They bake
No,
with the
candy
candy.
cakes are chocolate covered, chocolate cake with peanut butter inside.
Oh, like the little Debbie cupcakes, only instead of the cream filling, it's peanut butter.
Peanut butter, and they're about yay thin. I think the order is the chocolate cake in the middle,
Yeah.
then covered in peanut butter, then dipped in chocolate. Chocolate.
It's
And
really,
so
really good.
good.
It's really good. Yeah.
I feel like there's like a fine line to walk with peanut butter and chocolate.
Do we need our what do we need? Do we need our vaccination papers this time?
I don't know, but bring them in just in case.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
because I got boosted. I'm getting boosted again.
Yeah, I want to get my second boost
Yeah.
because I mean it clearly is working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get vaxxed, y'all.
Yeah, please. Don't believe Florida judges that have no experience, and please believe the CDC.
Oh, DeSantis is losing by like 13 points right now in the polls.
Oh,
Thank goodness.
yes.
'Cause I was about to like start a petition to have Florida and Texas removed from the.
Well, you see
Well, they
what
should be.
well,
No
you
matter
see
what.
you see what he just did. He just signed a bill that gives him power to hire police staff to oversee the polling booths.
We need to have a clear, like, constant sweep of the police because so many of them have very blatant ties with white supremacy.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
That they have political motivations to do their job, and they're rewarded for the political motivations by politics. And it absolutely is. What's the word I'm looking for?
Now you're saying to yourself,
But I hear
I know
Bad.
we're just about out of time, but
Oh,
I know
yeah,
you're saying to yourselves, how could he get away with that? Well, easy, because the Justice Department is so overwrought with all these investigations because
Yeah.
there's so many investigations,
Yeah.
and that's how these
They just overwhelm.
they
Yeah.
they think they could get away with things because there's
because they can.
It's how they overwhelm activists as well.
and Merrick Garland has said that he is going to go after people that try to mess with the elections
Good.
like that. So hopefully, he finds, because he hired 131 more investigators.
Maybe. Yeah.
So-
Good.
Yeah.
Let's hope.
Okay. So anyway, that's it for the show, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thank you, Katie. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Reese. And as always, we will see you next week. Take care, Chicago. Good night, everybody.
Take care.
Good night, sweetheart. Yeah. Oh, well, we're about to sign off.